Hey, what's up guys? My name is Samuel Leeds, and on this video I wanted to explain what you need to be a deal sourcer, which is a deal packager. It's someone who finds deals and passes them on to investors for a fee. You can be very wealthy doing this. It's something many of my students do, so I just wanted to give you the lowdown on how to be a deal packager. Please do smash the like button below, and don't forget, if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel. So what do you need to be a deal sourcer, a deal packager? Well, let me just tell you what it is in case anyone doesn't exactly understand. A deal packager is someone who finds good deals. Now the best ones, of course, they can keep themselves, but you find deals and then you pass them on for a fee. And typically a fee will be anywhere between about £2,000 and £5,000. So if you just found and passed on one property per month, which might take you a day a month, then you could replace a full-time income. And this is one of the reasons why so many people are becoming deal packagers these days. So what do you need to be a deal packager? There's 4 things that you need to have in place. Number 1 is you need deals. You need deals. You can't be a deal packager if you can't get good deals. So that's the first thing. That's only one of the 4 things. Sometimes people think that just because they're great at finding property deals, they're suddenly going to be really rich. And that's not necessarily the case, because there's 3 more things. But it is vitally important. It's probably the most important thing that you need, because if you can't find good deals, I mean, people as well, some people want to be a deal packager and they're trying to network and stuff, but they're not even good at finding deals. So that's the first thing. You just need to be good at finding deals. The second thing is you need investors. You need people to sell those deals to. So, I mean, and how do you build your investor list? Well, you can go networking, you can advertise, you can publicize the fact that you're a property investor and that you're a deal sourcer on social media. You can go to property events and find people that are looking, because sometimes at a property event or property training event, there's some people in the room that have got loads of money but very, very little time. And there's some people in the room that have got loads of time but they haven't got any money. They can't buy anything themselves very easily. So at events like this, at networking and training events, you can hook up with the people who've got the money but haven't got the time, and then you can pass them deals or add them to your investor list. You can go to auctions. When an auction goes on, they go to buy a property, and there's only one person that ends up buying the property. All the other people are disappointed. They're like, oh, well, why not go approach the disappointed people and say, no, it's annoying that we missed out on that deal. Hey, I've got some properties that are really lucrative in the area. Would you be interested in me sending you some details across? You know, when you're a deal packager, the person with the biggest investor list wins. So you should be building your investor list all the time. That's the second thing. Third thing is you need to be compliant. There are some rules and regulations around deal packaging, because the thing is this is if there was no rules and regulations, then there would be people going around with fake deals and promising things that can't be true, lying about what the rental income will be and what the market value is of the property, and selling properties to investors who are naive, and then it's just going to end in tears, and there's going to be court cases and all kinds of stuff. So as a result of that, there are rules and regulations. So you need indemnity insurance. So before you can start selling properties and setting up you need indemnity insurance. You need a limited company, you need a business, and a bank account to actually take the money. You also need to be registered with a property redress scheme, such as the property ombudsman. Why do you need to do that? So that if there's a dispute, you don't have to have an argument with the person. You know, if the investor says, you never told me this, you can, and then down the line there's a problem, then they can go and speak to the property ombudsman. And this is not particularly expensive. It doesn't cost a lot to register with a property ombudsman. You also need to have anti-money laundering to make sure that you're not doing this for unscrupulous reasons to try and launder money. So there are some regulations like this. It's not too complicated. It's not too expensive. I'd recommend Alistair Cunningham's book. It's called Whatever It Takes. And in that, there's a whole chapter dedicated to how to be a compliant deal sourcer. So that's the third thing that you need. It's really important. The fourth thing that you need as a deal sourcer is you need a good reputation. Massive, mega. You need a good reputation. And when you've got a good reputation, I always think when you get in with just 1 or 2 good property investors, then suddenly they'll be the same people that will buy deals off you, sometimes every month. We've got a guy, James Armstrong, who's one of our Property Investors Academy members, and he makes like thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds every month through deal sourcing, deal packaging, but he's only got a handful of investors. But the same investors from Hong Kong and Australia and India, they just buy properties off him over and over again. Why do they do that? Because he's got a good reputation. So those are the 4 things that you need to be a professional deal sourcer. You need deals, investors, to be compliant, and you need a really good reputation. If you're just starting out as a deal sourcer and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I haven't got any investors, I'm not compliant. I haven't got the money to become compliant. I haven't got the reputation because I'm just getting started. What on earth can I do? Well, you can do something called co-deal sourcing. We call this zlipping. Co-deal sourcing is where you find a property deal sourcer who's got a good reputation, who's compliant, who's got a good investor list, but he's struggling with deals. He's struggling to find deals. You go and find the deals, pass them to this sourcer. He will sell it for you, and then you can come up with some kind of a profit share on the money or the fee that's made. It's a fantastic strategy. It's something that a lot of people do when they come through the Property Investors Crash Course that I run, which is a 2-day program. So co-deal sourcing. Another thing you can do, if you haven't got the money to become compliant, you haven't got the investor list and you're really struggling, is pass a deal on to someone for free. And then document the journey and say, look, I'll give it you for free on the condition that you give me a testimonial. And then suddenly, how many testimonials do you need to have a good reputation? 1. If you've got 1 powerful testimonial from somebody, it shows that you are the real deal to some extent. And then as a result of that, you'll have confidence yourself, and then you can then start charging people as well. So there's lots of ways to get started. What you need to do is you just need to be creative. You need to be prepared to do whatever it takes. I'm going to put a link to Alistair's book below, Whatever It Takes. Alistair Cunningham. He's one of my students who's become a ridiculously successful property sourcer. He makes between 30 and 50,000 pounds every single month through property sourcing. So it can be extremely lucrative. I think everyone should be a deal sourcer, because even if you don't want to set up a business and do it really hardcore and do what Alistair's doing and make 30, 50 grand a month, if you don't want to do that, but you do want to buy properties for yourself, sometimes you're not going to be able to buy a property that you see, or it might not fit your strategy, or it might not be in your area, or it might be perfect, but you might have, like sometimes when you're waiting for a bus and then 2 come at once, it's the same with property. You're waiting for a property, 1 comes, you're like, yes, I can buy it, but then another 2 or 3 come up and you're like, oh, I can't buy all of them. So it makes sense to be able to then pass them on and get a fee and then put it towards your own properties. It's also a great business because you can cherry pick the best deals for yourself while you're getting paid to look at properties, which is just fantastic. So I really recommend deal sourcing. I think it's a great business. Just make sure you do it properly. Stick to those 4 things. If you want further training, you can either come on one of my programs, Property Investors Crash Course, which is a 2-day free program with me personally, where we find deals and we source deals all over the weekend or whatever the program is. But also, if you've got questions, knock them below and I'll do my best to answer as many questions as I can and help you that way, because I'm on a mission to help people become financially free through property. Believe it or not, I have a tally chart next to my bed. Every time someone becomes financially free, I put a little tick next to it, and your success really is my oxygen. So peace out. I'll see you next time.
Thank you so much for watching this video. It's mentoring on a Monday. Every single week at 7 p.m. on a Monday between 8 p.m. I'm going to be live answering all your comments and questions. Don't forget to subscribe right over here so you'll never miss one of these videos. I'll see you next week at 7 p.m. Also, if you haven't got a copy of my book, you need this in your life. You can get it from Amazon for £10.99 or a gift from me absolutely free down below in the description link. I'll see you next week, Monday at 7 p.m.